Coming up, the mistakes to avoid while house hunting. See in about 10 seconds, starting now. Hey there, DeJuan Smith with Red Zone Realty, back at you once again. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I sincerely appreciate you. If this is your first time dropping in, thank you for stopping by. We're glad you're here and you are welcome. Quick story about me. I'm a licensed real estate agent providing services to the greater Jacksonville, Florida area and its surrounding counties. I'm also a lifelong native of this great city. There are many adjectives one could use to describe the home buying process. One of those adjectives is emotional. If you allow your emotions to get the best of you, you risk falling prey to a number of common homebuyer mistakes. Since home ownership has far-reaching implications, it's extremely important to keep your emotions in check and make the most rational decision possible. Your goal is to end up with a home you love at a price you can afford. Unfortunately, many people do things that prevent them from achieving that dream. With that being said, let's dive into some of the top house hunting mistakes people tend to make, how you can avoid those mistakes, and find the house the right way. Once you've fallen in love with a particular place, it's hard to go back. You start dreaming about how great your life would be if you had all the wonderful things it offered, like the lovely tree-lined streets, the jetted bathtub, the spacious kitchen with professional-grade appliances, so forth and so on. However, if you can't or won't be able to afford that house, you're just hurting yourself by imagining yourself in it. So, to avoid temptation, it's best to restrict your house shopping to properties in your financial neighborhood. If you look at the places that are outside your price range, you'll end up lusting after something you can't afford. That can put you in the dangerous position of trying to stretch beyond your means financially or cause you to feel unsatisfied with what you actually can buy. Start your search at the low end of your price range. If what you find there satisfies you, there's no need to go any higher. Remember, when you spend another $10,000 to buy a home, you're not just paying an extra $10,000, you're paying an extra $10,000 plus interest, which might come to double that amount or more over the life of your loan. You may be better off putting that money towards something else. Make sure to be pre-approved for a loan before placing an offer on a home or even before you go house hunting in the first place. If you'll be wasting the seller's time, the seller's agent's time, and your agent's time if you sign a contract and then discover later that the bank won't lend you what you need or that it's only willing to give you terms that you find unacceptable. The pre-approval process can also help you locate the financial neighborhood we just talked about for your house hunting journey. Be aware that even if you have been pre-approved for a mortgage, your loan can fall through at the last minute if you do something to alter your credit score, such as making a major purchase like a car. If your actions cause the deal to die, you may have to forfeit any deposit or earnest money you put up when you enter into the contract. Be sure to check out my video that breaks down the pre-approval process for you. I'll post it down in the description box. While you should be realistic in your search and willing to compromise to some degree, don't cave in on important things. For example, don't get a 2-bedroom home when you know you're planning to have kids and will want 3 bedrooms. By the same token, don't buy a condo just because it's cheaper than a house if one of the main reasons you're over apartment life is that you hate sharing walls with neighbors. It's true that you'll probably have to make some compromises to be able to afford your first home, but don't make a compromise that will be a major strain. Unless you're a high-end buyer looking at custom homes, chances are that for any house you find that you like, there are quite a few others that are close to it. Most neighborhoods have multiple homes that are similar or the same model. They may all have been constructed by the same builder. Even if you can't find an identical model for sale, you can probably find a house with many of the same features. Being open to continuing your search will save you from making rash decisions you might end up regretting later. Once you're seriously shopping for a home, don't walk into an open house without having a real estate agent or broker. Agents are held to the ethical rule that they must act in both the seller's and the buyer's best interests. But you can see how it might not put you in the best bargaining position if you start dealing with the seller's agent before contacting one of your own. In the description box, I included a link for my video to help you for looking for and choosing a real estate agent. Be sure to check that one out. Sometimes a home buyer can feel like Goldilocks in the Three Bears house. This one's too big, this one's too small. Distinguishing between what's fixable and what's not is a key part of house hunting. Even if you can't afford to replace that hideous wallpaper in the bathroom right now, it might be worth it to live with the ugliness for a little while in exchange for getting into a house you can afford. If the home otherwise meets your needs in terms of the big things that are difficult to change, such as location and size, don't let physical imperfections turn you away. At the same time, don't be snowed by minor upgrades and cosmetic fixes. These are inexpensive tricks that sellers use to play on your emotions and elicit much higher price tags. Sellers may pay $2,000 for minimum upgrades or fork over several $1,000s on staging. Besides, doing home upgrades yourself, even when you have to hire a contractor, is often cheaper than paying the increased home value to a seller who has already done the work for you. And you can do them according to your taste, not someone else's. Look for homes whose full potential has yet to be realized, especially if you're on a strict budget. The bump in equity from your upgrades will help you to move up the property ladder. That being said, if you're going to buy a house that needs work, don't buy a fixer-upper that's more than you can handle in terms of time, money, or your own ability. For example, if you think you can do the work yourself, then realize you can't once you get started, any repairs or upgrades you were planning to make will probably cost twice as much once you factor in the labor to undo what you've done, and that may not be in your budget. Furthermore, you would have to consider the costs involved to fix anything you may have started, including replacing the materials you wasted. Honestly evaluate your abilities, your budget, and how soon you need to move before purchasing a property that isn't move-in ready. If this video is helpful to you, go ahead and click the like button. Feel free to leave me a comment below. Click on the notification bell and be alerted when a new weekly video comes out. Go to DejuanSmithRealtor.com for a complimentary home buyer's guide, my gift to you. Finally, if there is anything in the world I can do for you, please let me know. You can reach me at the email address listed below. Until next time, this is Dejuan Smith, your real estate lighthouse, wishing you nothing but house hunting success. Peace.